guys, today I'm going to be reviewing top toys that you can get in France. I'm right now in France because I got a house in France too. And let's get on with the video. So first toy that we've got this boa. A green anaconda. You can get this in France for like €2-3. That's like a few dollars. I don't know how to say how much, but it's a few dollars. You can have this thing for a pretty sweet price. Next up, we have this tarantula. It's kind of accurate. It looks kind of realistic. I mean, I pranked my helpers for videos like 2 or 3 times of this. I mean, you just needed to see the reaction. I'm gonna film once so you can see their reaction to this toy. Next up, we have this ball blaster. I don't know why would it be written in English when we're in France. So you can probably see, hold on. There's these fuzzy balls. Now, this thing, you don't need to shoot it like this. You just need to it just pushes out air. But this thing shoots pretty far. I'm talking, it shoots like, you can hit a person pretty badly with this gun. I mean, you can injure a person pretty bad with this boy. I don't know why I just called it that. Next up, we have this Therizinosaurus. Its mouth is flexible. You can move it up, down. Its head is kind of weird. It looks like a fat chicken to me, but it's kind of accurate. I mean, it's accurate simulation. It's actually a toy. Compared to a human hand, it's kind of big compared to a human head. It's kind of heavy, but I recommend for collectors that are interested and passionate in dinosaurs that always wanted something to represent a dinosaur or something like that. So next up we have this weird puppet knight that its mouth actually moves pretty good, surprisingly, but it's kind of small. I mean, it's not really uncomfortable, but it's not the best quality. I mean, if you put your fingers in here, but you will not be able to control the mouth. But you'll be able to control this. I mean, come on, it looks like a samurai sword. I mean, on guard, you know? But I kind of recommend for the ones who are 2 or 3 years old. First of all, we have this goofball Huggy Wuggy, which eyes are poking out. Its legs are ginormous. They're super long. I mean, compared to my head, they're almost the size of my head. I mean, this is a pretty good quality toy. I actually won this at a carnival thing. So if you're in France and you see, like these parades, stuff like that, I recommend to go there because you have a pretty good chance of winning a Huggy Wuggy. Next up, we have this Jurassic World dinosaur that was surprisingly in an Axion. It's a pretty good quality. I mean, you can play with this. It's a Jurassic World. If I said, I forgot. So its head can move like this if you push it with your finger. It can also move like this if you press this button here. If you're asking me what dinosaur it is, I have absolutely no idea. So I'm sorry, but you guys have to figure that out. If you want, if not, okay. It can also move like this with the head closed. I think it's kind of cool to move like that. Like, yeah, I'm a cool dinosaur. Yeah, I'm a cool dinosaur. I get all the drip. Next, we have a bullseye from Toy Story. Sorry, I'm not going to review the Woody because I do not have it here. I didn't buy the Woody yet. But I'm going to show it in a different video. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe in the Bendy series. Yeah, but this bullseye actually had a button that makes it move like I mean, it's a plushy toy. It can stand on its own, but it had a button, and I think here's the button. No, I forgot. Sorry guys, I forgot where the button is. But the legs move kind of good. It has a saddle made out of not skin, but that plasticky, good plastic quality. Yeah, good quality plastic. I mean, I recommend for the Toy Story fans. So let's move on to the next toy. Next up, we have this keyboard. It's not exactly a toy. I mean, it kind of is a toy. Hold on, wait. switch it on. So it's a keyboard. I recommend this for starters. I'll only play Rush on this. Yeah, good for starters, but I mean, the ones who play Mary Had a Little Lamb or something like that. Mary had a little lamb. Hold on, let me do this. Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. Mary had a little lamb. I don't know what comes up next, but it's kind of good for starters. I mean, to doodle with it. Yeah, good for starters, but for professionals, nah, not really good. Next up is actually a One Piece manga. So I'm not gonna show what it's on here because I don't want to risk it. But this is a One Piece manga. I mean, yeah, this was actually a gift for me because I spent my birthday in France, and so I invited my French children here. And in France, the things with mangas, the books like that, the bande dessinée, those type of things, they're actually really popular in here apparently. And I was gifted one of these. I told you again, I'm gonna tell you again, I'm not gonna show what's on here. So, sorry guys. But, I mean, I don't really recommend. I'm not really interested in mangas and stuff like that. So let's move on to the next object. Next object that I actually found in a bookshop was this Universal Studios, I don't know how to call it, but it's just, that thing in the movies, in the scene of the movies when they do cut or stuff like that, when start, Surprisingly, it's made for like chalkboard, so you can write the tag, the scene, the role, sound, date, stuff like that. I mean, it's kind of cool to have as an object. I'm actually thinking if it's an actual real one that was actually used. I don't know, but it costs like 10 euro. So let's move on to the next object. Next up on the list is this mask, this radioactive gas mask. I mean, I used this thing for Halloween. How do I look? Hideous, if you ask me. Yeah. I used this mask for trick-or-treating, actually, in the last period, and kind of was a success because apparently in France, the more creepy you look, the more candy you get. But the candy is kind of cheap. I mean, like very cheap. So I didn't need the candy. I just threw it in the trash. But I got some pretty good candy. Some at some houses like Snickers, Twix, Bon Petit, or I don't know how it's called. And those good quality candies. Next up, we have this Schleich Tiger. It's from Schleich, as you can see, but I got this from a local Carrefour in France. Yes, in France they have Carrefours. Maybe I'm gonna use this thing in videos for my Bendies, my Bendy series. And yeah, it's a very good quality toy. I mean, I recommend for the ones who collect fantasy creatures like unicorns, dragons, fire tigers in this case. So yeah. That's one of them. Next up, we have this Robo Godzilla, which is actually quite flexible. The legs move, both of them actually in the same order. One of them actually move like this, and that's a kind of painful way. This thing doesn't actually really move, but it kind of moves like this because of the flexibility, and it doesn't break. Its jaw moves, but kind of hard. This is actually a good quality toy. I mean, this moves like this, both of the arms like this. Apparently, the joints here do not move, but kind of a good quality toy. I mean, for a fight, like against this tiger, who would think we would win? Godzilla or the tiger? Next up, we have this sky ball. Now, it's a replication of the moon ball, but nah, not a moon ball. It's a cheap, it's like, how to say, a knockoff moon ball. I mean, it's squishy. But actually, it is kind of squishy. It is light. But if you throw this thing super hard on the ground, it actually bounces pretty good. So I recommend for the starters, this type of knockoff moon ball. Last object I'm gonna show in this video is gonna be this green screen suit I'm actually gonna be using in different videos with my friends. They're gonna put this green screen suit on. We're gonna edit it to be super cool and stuff like that. So like I said, the last object is this green screen suit. It is kind of cool. I got it for a good price. The brand is Morph Suits. Let me show you guys Morph Suits. See? Morph Suits. This is actually a quality one. I have different sizes, and it doesn't matter if you accidentally pick a smaller size. This thing is elastic, so it fits you approximately perfectly. And yeah, that was the last object. Thanks for watching, and make sure to like the video and subscribe. Again, thanks for watching.